Greetings, it's Iain from RTO. Welcome to another video, and today we have got a bit of a heavy metal, and it's KK Priest. So Ken Downing, known as KK Downing, left Judas Priest back in 2011, citing an ongoing breakdown in working relationships between himself and elements of the band and management. So he took a bit of a break, and he didn't appear again until 2019, when he played at the Bloodstock Open Air Festival with former Manowar guitarist Ross the Boss. He also played a one-off show in Wolverhampton with past Judas Priest members Tim Ripper Owens on vocals and the late Les Binks on drums, and then current bassist from Megadeth David Ellefson and Hostile guitarist AJ Mills. So a year later he signs to Explorer Music Group and announces that he'll be forming a new band. And he went with Mills, Owens and Binks and bassist Tony Newton. But Les didn't last too long, so they brought in another drummer. So they've only made 2 albums to yet. They're okay. I wouldn't say they're the best. They've got some highlights on both of the albums. So we're going to have a look at them today. So at number 2 was the debut, and it came out in 2021. It's called Sermons of the Sinner. So on here you've got Tim Ripper Owens on vocals, KK Downing on guitars, AJ Mills guitars, Tony Newton bass, and Sean Elg is now on the drums. So the first track is a little intro called Incarnation, heavy metal intro for every heavy metal album, which goes into Hellfire Thunderbolt. Now this is a good old-fashioned heavy metal track. Sean's drumming is fabulous, and Ripper really does a rip on that one. I do like that one. Sermons of the Sinner. Now this is musically, this is absolutely magnificent, but it's Ripper's vocal. It's not a vocal, it's a screech, and it's just not very good. I don't like it when he screeches. He can't screech. He can sing. It's not that brilliant. Then we have Sacerdote UW. Solid track. Guitar solo is brilliant. Tell KK's work. Ripper's vocal on it is far better. He's concentrating. Raise Your Fists. It's that typical heavy metal, all that thing. It's great fun. It's nothing. That's all it is. It's a fun track. Brothers of the Road, probably one of the better tracks on here. It's a great vocal from Ripper. When he sings, he's a great heavy metal singer. Metal through and through. Epic. This is his 8 minutes. There's some nice guitar work throughout this track. Really good. Wild and Free. He's starting to screech again. It really turns me off when he starts screeching. Hail for the Priest. Bog standard heavy metal start with an imploding sort of guitar solo. The bass on there is awesome as well. Some great drums. The Return of the Sentinel. One of the best tracks on the album. It's got the power. The vocal is pretty solid. So yeah, good track to end the album. It's not a bad album. Far from it. The music is brilliant. There's some of Ripper's vocals a little bit ear piercing, but the guitar work is fab on it. So I'm going to give that an RTO ranking of 6 out of 10. So the number 1, because it's only 2 albums, is their second one, and this came out in 2023, and it's called The Sinner Rides Again. And on here we've got Tim again, same band, Tim, Ripper Owens, KK Downing, AJ Mills, Tony Newton and Sean Elg. The first track is called Sons of the Sentinel. Brilliant guitar work here from KK and AJ, absolutely on the money. Solid drumming from Sean and a very good vocal from Ripper. Strike of the Viper. Now this is got some classic KK Downing noodling and all the rest. It's shredding. It's absolutely top draw. I really like that track. And Tim's vocals are proper. Excellent track. Reap the Whirlwind. Second favourite track on here. Absolutely killer drums from Sean. Another really good vocal from Tim. It really is meaty. One More Shot at Glory. Melodic this is, and a super vocal from Tim on this one. The guitar, that twin guitar sound is there. The solid bass line, very good. Hymn 66. Hard hitting. Some of the drumming on this from Sean is excellent. Again, you've got that lovely interplay between AJ and KK. The Sinner Rides Again. I love the start of it. It's melodic, and then all of a sudden you get that explosion and it turns into this real heavy rock track. Keeper of the Graves. I love the start of it. It's got the sort of the cemetery bell going, that doom bell, and a little bit of a Gregorian chant going on, and then the riffs come in, and it is one of the best tracks on the album. Pledge Your Souls. This has probably got one of KK's best guitar solos on it. The vocal is not as good as some of the others, but forget the vocal, it's all about the guitars on this. Really good. Wash Away Your Sins is the last track. It's another of those tracks that starts off with that slow melodic sound, and it just builds up, and some really good power chords through this and some really good bass. Now this is a far better album than the debut. You know, Tim's actually singing better. There's no screaming on here, which sounds much better. The sound sounds better. I don't know if it's why it's, you know, it's their second album, they sort of know each other a little bit better, and it is far better than the debut. So I'm going to give that one an RTO ranking of 7.5. A very short one today, but it's one I've wanted to do because, you know, KK Downing is a legend. You know, it's a shame that he parted ways with Judas Priest, but at least they got together when they did their Hall of Fame, which was nice, and Les was there as well. Okay, coming up next is Retro Ranking, and this week we're looking at my favourite songs by R.E.M. Join me for that. Bye for now.